Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
So, Hank, I think this will really benefit you. Sylvia, I really think this will benefit you. TD, thank you for having this, Helen Dragon. I'm so excited to share this with you today. It I think this is valuable for everybody. Everybody, the collaborations with the dev team. They don't know it yet, but they need this. And they'll get the idea eventually. Just like in Web 2.
We'll let them know.
Yeah, my back history was that I did this a long time ago, 10 years for sure, as an architect at a big bank, I think it's okay to say. In Web 2, we were trying to figure out, what is this Web 2 thing? What is this asynchronous calls? And so I built this data visualization for that. But then because of Glenn, hey, shout out Glenn. He said, what about infographics to make sense of complicated things? And that's where this came from, was this trying to understand design patterns. And just listening to everybody last time was so inspirational that I thought, hey, I could take this old GitHub and just, with your help, put the new terms in there. So you see that, we have Web 3, but then we have Web 2 things. So what I've been working on last night was this taxonomy, which don't let that scare anybody. It just means a bunch of words. So in my understanding, at least, the taxonomy is just the words, and then the ontology is just the hierarchy. We'll actually talk about some of that later if you're interested, if you guys want me to talk about that. But the idea is, like, we use design to visualize a complex environment. Oh my goodness, actually, TD, you inspired this. I remember, because like when you said, hey, honestly, we just need to make this easier to understand. And so that stuck with me. And then Glenn said, hey, let's get some graphics to help it, be easier to understand. And then I was like asking myself, like, what would help that, or where to start, and that's where this idea of a treasure map came from. And here's the link, you guys. It's also in the channel, and this can be a series if you want. We could talk about this some more. The next steps of this is to methodically go through all of the terms. So it's just basically a word collection. I call it a word salad. I don't know if I'm nothing against salads. I love salad. But right, so but I also love. Hey, thank you. All right. I can't see the chat, so if there's lots of fire emoticons, I don't know. But yeah, so just these words, and this is Sylvie and Hank. This is how you guys can, TD, this is how you can help me. If you want, you don't have to, but it's just this idea of just like searching for these words. And then exactly like you said, TD, just like, how do we get the definition of these words? So this is what I did before. You can drill down to a node like this, and then I actually, anyways, I guess we'll do JSON if I hover. There, okay. And it's empty. It used to have things in it, but I cleared it all out. So and you can see that's kind of an old UI. So I'm so excited to upgrade this to, first of all, be Web3 specific, which I'll show you in just a second, how that methodology of populating all the words, aka taxonomy, it's kind of just like walking around the house and picking up toys. But it sounds impressive, doesn't it? So, and then
impressive too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nothing against salad. Nothing against picking up toys. I like both of them.
It's a Caesar salad. Everyone loves it.
Yeah. Sadly, my kids are too old now. That they just go play video games. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the first.
That's
Yeah.
I like that because it's a kind of flower with a frog leg, and when we click, the flower is living. Like how you say? That's
That was
pretty.
beautiful. That's so
Yeah, because
poetic.
it's pretty. It's getting alive.
Yeah.
The world are getting alive.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. So, yep, this is D3. So I can't take credit for the beauty, but I did definitely. That was the same thing that attracted me to it, is the colors, and so yeah.
The beauty is in the data too, right? Like it's in the information that, I mean, you defined it, so that's the beauty here.
Yes.
To me.
So please help me. This is fluid. This is a collaborations project. These stems and branches of the tree. This is a tree diagram, by the way. Tree diagram. Frog leg, yes. Honorable mention to frog leg, but it's actually called tree. But nothing against frog legs. Love the frog legs too, and the flowers.
Place is better. Flowers are better.
Yes, it does have. I never saw that, Sylvie. So thank you for pointing that out. That is so cool. It does have a.
That's pretty. I like that.
So the.
Yeah, tree diagram though for the win.
Yeah, you can help me with tree diagrams, and this is my core point of today. Is that wow? I was surprised about the scope of Web3 design. Because here's my takeaway, and this is really inspirational for you guys if you want, is that every interaction that occurs on a Web3 wallet needs good design. And so,
yep.
And this is what I need your help with, is like these words, and now that's a great segue. Let me click over here. This is the methodical way I collect words. I just write them in the README. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, snark proof.
And then go through them afterwards.
What was that, TD? What?
Write it in the README and then go through it afterwards?
It is exactly like picking up toys around the house. Yes, exactly. So this is so.
Wow.
This is taxonomy. That's all taxonomy is. Okay, we're just collecting the words and then we organize them into groups and hierarchies, and then that's the ontology. So people were talking about diamonds, and I'm like, what? Well, it's not so bad. Or like lens and live peer. We got to talk about that for sure. It's not so bad if you're a beginner and you can come in and look at these patterns, and like lens and live peer, I don't even know where they would go, but they will have their spot somewhere. And Hank, I will be so interested to get your feedback if you say, hey, I put it as design, UI, UX, blockchain, then principles and community, but if you say, hey, let's make a different branch or change the name of that branch, I'm totally cool with changing it. It's an open source project, so.
Well, I'm already already figuring out, because my background originally comes from full stack web development. So
yeah,
like it's not just design. And for the past 2 years, I've been working on a game. It's incorporating Web3 as well. So it's like, it's not all black and white, like I like putting my fingers in all different principles and mixing things. And yes, I mean, I saw 3JS, which is cool.
Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you.
Wow.
You like these? You like these? This is what I wanted to show you, is that this is what inspired this ontology and idea is to design this view. This is for Web 2 again, but it can be changed to be Web 3. But this is happening in Web 3 right now, right?
Right.
And it's confusing how to categorize. Oh, there it is. So video, this is live peer. This is where live peer goes. But where does lens go? Right? I don't even know. Design patterns.
Yeah, no, there's
Lens.js?
protocols or
Yes,
something.
protocol.
So
Nice.
yeah, but I don't know if that would be its own branch.
Oh, but like, have you heard of Web GPU yet?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
So
good
I
to know.
need your help
Because
with how does this make sense to people, right? How do we take all of this, and that's where this comes into design. And oh well, we're going. Okay, I'm gonna have to refresh. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, a little too much. Overload. There's Space Falcon overload. I'm sorry in advance. So yeah, need
Please,
help.
when you say, hello? When you ask to how he looks for people, you talk about all the people or only for the people who know developer and designer, and or if for the people who doesn't know what is it Web3?
That's a
Web
great question. Yeah, who's our target audience? And I think that the overall the ultimate goal would be for the person on the street.
everybody.
But in order
your
to
parents.
get there, yeah,
Yeah,
your
okay.
parents. But in order to get there, we gotta get it organized ourselves on the developer side.
Yeah.
Because right now it's messy and it's new and there's more things popping up everywhere. So until we can get that straightforward and organized, I think, then we'll be able to translate it in a
Yeah.
more simplified way. So I think this tree diagram is perfect for that. Yeah.
Okay. And
Got a
I can
question. Oh, sorry.
yes. You know what? I can give an example of for people who doesn't know the web, and he discover for the first time.
Okay.
It's like another world, another dimension. You have the reality, and suddenly you discover this world like an underworld. Like how you say?
That's how I first thought of it too. When I
Yes,
discovered
you
like
are.
tree, I thought it was like the metaverse was like
Yeah.
an alternate universe that's living in the digital realm or something.
Yes.
Ooh,
And
I want to take notes. I'm
huge,
taking notes.
very-
Okay, hold on.
yeah.
That was so poetic, Sylvie.
Oh, I imagined it in my brain.
It's a huge world because we without web, how you say? Comment je peux dire? Nobody knows that under how you say under the earth, some like the insect, fourmi, les fourmis là, little insect. It's a big world under the earth we doesn't know, and this world make the world outside living.
That is
It's
Like theater, you have the scene, and behind all the people working to make the show work. You
Yeah.
understand what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving pieces in the background. Yeah.
So many people doesn't know that. I didn't know this world. When I fall in the Web3, I was like, oh my goodness, what is it? And more more it's big and big and big and big,
The interesting part though is that with the end user, the ultimate Web 2 user base, if we do our jobs right, they won't need to know all this stuff.
Right.
That's
eventually.
yeah.
That's nice to know.
That's what
Oh
I
no, it's
think.
definitely nice to know,
It's
but like for them to be able to use the platforms and all that stuff,
Yeah.
It's like
if we can get it down to just like a single click for everything to work, that's like the ultimate goal.
it's like how banking works,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we don't exactly know how it works
But
in specifics, but we use it, and that's kind of what we're going towards with Web3. Like, we will use it eventually, but our parents or maybe even friends around us might not understand it at all, but they are using it. But yeah, it's an interesting
But
thing to.
sometimes it's good to understand things, but because when
Mm-hmm.
you understand things, you use it better.
Yeah, you
Oh
can
yeah.
create the
Sometimes it's
ideas.
nice to take time to understand. That's how you say, it's a kind of liberty for me to understand
For
everything.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
So that's why there's people like us who actually go in the rabbit hole and make it for everybody else so that they don't have to.
That's great.
Yeah, we're
Sylvie,
doing the
thank you
dirty
for
work.
that. The target audience is interestingly two different types of people. The beginners who can click on these things and use it as a reference. Also, the beginners can kind of navigate interesting topics. Like, here's the subtle thing. Like, what kind of design do you guys want to do? What kind of interactions are you interested in? And I can foresee those going in here. So the things that you're interested in. Also, we just talked about, TD just mentioned a design principle, and I put it down as like single click, just works in the background. Like there's a word for that. I don't have it. I'll have to get it. Like ubiquitous, but there's another word for it. Please let me know. Sylvie mentioned liberty. Oh, that's got to be like, that's the idea in the community. That's happening. That's
Yeah, right.
happening. We got to capture. So please, when you see these words, please capture them. And then here's what I need help with, but you don't. I'm going to fill them in so that, like, when you click this, there's that weird thing that pops up and is empty. I'll be adding it as an open source project. These types of things and information. So it's an actual reference. The second person that this helps is kind of the architect. So taxonomy and ontology is a design for high-level architecture. Oh yeah, here, I prepared this for you guys. Look at this!
That's like,
See, I'm not making this up. This is what Al was talking about yesterday, and I almost fell out of my chair, but that's normal. That's normal. So this is confusing, right? So all I did was Google Web3 ecosystem. This is where it starts to get real, okay? All of these graphics are really helpful to certain people, beginners and architects and everyone in between. But it just depends. You have to kind of look at them forever. And this is where I'm going to get some of the information, maybe, So, like, some of this stuff is going to make it over to our treasure map. But, you guys tell me. Let me just click around a few of these other maps, okay? Wouldn't it be neat to have, like, a little tidbit of data? Oh, there's Live Peer. Hey, Live Peer! But I don't know what most of these are. Filecoin, hey, I know about them. But, right, so this is kind of, to answer your question, Sophie, this is kind of cool for anybody that just wants to know about Web3, our team. And then also, this is a good example of design of how to communicate this at a high level, enterprise level. I wanted to show you this one because I thought, hey, somebody join? I thought Alchemy. I was searching around for Alchemy. Do you guys see Alchemy? I don't see it on that one. Let me see. It's got blockchains in there. Is this Alchemy? As it slowly, okay. No. I remember I saw Alchemy in one of these.
The been popping up in these infographics as much. I've seen like Learn
Yep,
Web
there it
3.
is.
Oh, there's that one.
Look at
Coinbase has it.
this is when you said that, TD, like how to make sense of this confusing space. That's what prompted ecosystem review. And I don't think we have to know all of these, but just some of them. And then the ones that I'm really excited about are really these design patterns and interactions and transactions. So I wanted to show you this, which is this is the README of the treasure map, and there's some of these down here that are directly relevant to us as far as then. Let me see if I can find it. I guess. Let's see if we collect. No, it's not in here. Okay, how about subscribe? There we go. Okay, so these ones, this one line right here, which I think might be under Web3 NFT wallet UX, and then see they have all of these behaviors. And so that's the purpose of this. The flower, the tree, is to make sense of like, okay, what is the scope of the Web3 ecosystem? And my takeaway is it was a lot bigger than I thought. Like, because look, it's the other thing we're talking about, community, social good. So that's going to go under community for now. But then also people are talking about gating and proof of knowledge and soulbound tokens. Here's my surprise that knocked me out of my chair. See, I told you it's normal. It's like, because like gating, good gating requires good design. I won't say who, but I have seen the propensity to everyone to want to whale gate. Nothing against whale gating. I'm sure it's great. I wish I were one. Not. I'm a little tiny minnow. So
I get what you mean. So just for FYI, for those that don't know, whale gating is that basically buying like the really expensive NFTs in order to get into X space.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so someone with lots of resources, everyone with lots of resources gets in. Everyone without lots of resources, sorry, your user experience is tears. See, that's where design comes in, right? That's what design does. Is it helps to make technology better for humans.
And I get why the whale gating thing they do it too is because of marketing purposes too. Marketing and
it's attracting the big money, right?
Right. They're targeting the specific people.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it depends too, I guess, on the community aspect. That's why it's so messy. It's because everything jives together for specific reasons.
Yes.
Definitely.
So the designer put some dress on the world.
Yes.
That's what you mean?
Yeah, that was, well, you said it way better than me, Sylvie. All the time. Feel free to jump in at any, all the time and we want to restate it again? Yeah, go on with that. That was really great. You're eloquent. So the designer puts a spin on the technology for the world, or puts the soft touch, or it's the, in my humble opinion, design is the transformation
makes it human.
of a stone into a diamond.
More,
Am I
right?
still here?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was.
Cool.
But I see it as like making it human, like making it, like communicative towards people that are not used to working in the terminal.
Yeah.
That's the, yeah.
I think
That's
that
what
Glenn put it eloquently too last meeting that we had in our regular chat was something like design helps with the complexity and makes it something that we can understand.
definitely. I mean, that's what attracted me to this whole UX UI thing more than developing it. It's more like thinking on on, like a higher level of like how to approach things, how to like exactly as you said, like you can do it on like an architect level.
Yes.
That's also design. Like it's
Programmatic. So yeah, the live peer session today with I want to remember his name so bad, but he was so good from live peer, and he was speaking of these things that you're talking about.
so today. Wow.
Dang, Trent Dang, maybe. Okay. Um, so eloquent, so good, and he was speaking of design, design, design all the way through, and I was thinking of you guys, thinking, oh, this is here it is. It's relevant, right? It's relevant, and one of the things is that while we go through all these transactions, all of these different steps, the complexities need to be reduced to that one-click simplicity. And I put that down, TD, reducing complexity as a design principle. I think the thing that I get really excited about is that all there's so much opportunity for good design, and we we're doing it quickly, and we have to do MVP, and then after we're done with minimum viable product, that's when good design is really needed to reach the customer in a softer way. I used whale gates as one example, but there's other ways to gate. It doesn't just have to be by the person with the most tokens in their wallet. You could gate people by, how many times they do Twitter, or gate people by their contribution, or gate people by the awards that they were given, or gate people by their, validation. So my big surprise, again, back to the key concept, is that even things like validation requires good design. And here there's like core concepts of blockchain, like amazingly, like I realized those were all designed as well. Like when you're looking, you hear these words like layer 2 or EVM, or like what I saw was is that's all design and various layers of technical design, architecture design, not just visual design, but blockchain design. So what I wanted to communicate is that blockchain design shouldn't be off limits to Web3 design. Like Web3 design needs to know about blockchain design so that Web3 design can be one click. Here's a great example from today. Was his name's Eric. Hey, all right, my brain finally caught up to me. Eric is really good. So from live here. So he said something really relevant, like when you click a transaction, is it saved to the blockchain or not? Is it mutable or not? Is it editable or not? Is it shareable? And he said a new one that I need to write down as well. Collectible. Collectible. And mirror, that's a new one as well. But I see these, like the blockchain tech behavior needs to inform the user interface communications to the person. So that it's not off limits. That's my point. What do you think, TD?
Absolutely. Because in order for any of the things to function in a Web3 specific space, we have to, as designers, understand the technology behind it. Otherwise, we're not utilizing the technology correctly or ethically or um, optimally, for sure.
Yep.
So cool. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the key point. That's the takeaway. And I'd like to work with you. I'd love to work with you guys um, in the weeks ahead on this. Maybe I had a question for you. What do you think about making this a project that we could all
Yeah.
join, and you guys can have your name on this project, and all we got to do is just put the words in the spots and then figure out the hierarchy. What's the best, what's the parent-child relationships here? Hey, jQuery. It's not.
Do you recommend that we have like kind of like a branch or a fork? I don't know how D3JS works, but just so that we're not messing with the master design.
Yeah, we can absolutely. It's a GitHub. Thank you for that, TD. It's this GitHub right here, so you can clone just by going on like that, and then we can clone that into your development environment, and then I think I have it running.
Yes, I went
Pull
to see.
requests.
I went to see your work now too.
Yeah, cool.
You want we can put the link somewhere, no? If you want.
Is
Yeah.
here. Let me show you where I put it. Since this is fun, thank you, TD, for making. Hey, Lucifer's
Can I
here.
say
What's up,
something?
Lucifer? Thanks for joining. I heard you.
Can I say something? Oh, sorry. Lucifer, please talk, man.
Yeah, I just joined a couple of minutes ago. It's pretty late here. It's like 1:15 a.m. in my
Yeah,
country.
whereabout?
Oh.
Oh, I stay in India, yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Worldwide.
I'm sorry, it's so late for you. Oh my
Yeah, I was
gosh.
just going through what you were doing. I just love the interactions of the GitHub that you have put on all the links and all the contents. I love the GitHub repo that you
Thank
made.
you for that feedback. That's so great. I did put a link in one of these channels. Design Apprentice Guild. I believe it's down in Design Apprentice Guild, Sylvie. So check for that link there. Also, Lucifer, so good to see you. We were talking and chatting, and I thank you for telling me there's nothing devilish about you, just that name. So that's great to know. And thank you for joining. Who just joined? Luna, what's up, Luna? Wanna say hi?
Good morning.
We are
Good morning.
talking about this. We're talking about this really cool infographic. If you can still see my screen, can you see it, Lucifer or Luna? Yeah,
Yep,
and
yep.
Lucifer probably got a lot of this, but yeah, we're trying to use this infographic as a tool to better learn the massive scope of Web3 ecosystem, and we'll be building on it, making it. I'll make a project on it. Oh, I wanted Lucifer. This is actually, thank you for joining, because we were talking about this over in the projects. Here's the alpha drop.
Right.
Can I alpha drop? I'd like
Alpha
to.
drop.
Yeah, all right, thanks. We'll just call it that. I'd really like to take this and merge this with the Next.js gallery nav system that I've been working on, and that Lucifer's been asking about, and other people have been asking about. And then instead of having this created with, this is Web 1, by the way, everybody, Web 1 in here. I really would like to upgrade it to Tailwind. So, like TD, how you asked if anybody wants to clone this repository, change it, upgrade it. It's actually using CSV data, so that's comma separated list was so old, but it was before JSON. Before JSON. But yeah, it needs to be JSON data. I tried it. I didn't get it in time, but it's working. So this can be helpful as a project for actual Alchemy curriculum. Yeah.
Anything.
Resume item. Resume.
Yeah.
Anything Web3.
Right.
Is this in your portfolio? You just have to add one word. So yeah, please.
So
Absolutely.
I'd love to help with this. Like I've been collecting stuff about Web3 for the past 2.5 years or more since I've been working on that game. And first of all, I've just been spending time on what kind of level of, like what am I gonna use? Am I gonna use, is it gonna be Polygon? Is it gonna be, it was still even the question if, like, okay, Ethereum was like, that was a given, but like other than that, everything was out in the open, and it was like, oh, this pops up and that pops up, and like you're like, oh, I don't know what to pick, but I will just keep my eyes peeled and figure it out, and hopefully, since my game is a little bit, it's a it's a big scale project. Let's keep it at that,
Cool.
But basically, it's
Yeah.
everybody can. It's an FPS, so it's like a first person shooter. So, but the thing is, everybody can participate in a sense that it's browser based. So I can give you a link. You can join in immediately and play, and that part. I fell in love with this with the last game that I worked for, which was the biggest in this
What was that?
genre, and it's called Crunker. And I thought, no, I thought like I can do this so much better. And eventually, I left the game and I started working on
Oh, we
my
lost
own.
Silkweave. I'm
And
sorry.
I
Oh, we
found
lost Silkweave. I wanted to just say hi to
uh,
Silkweave, but we lost Silkweave. It's
I'm
all good.
sorry, it's my
We're like
bad.
getting to the top of the hour anyway, but yeah, like
Yeah.
Hank, if you wanna talk about your game and stuff later, maybe as
Oh,
it gets
yeah, like no, but like in how do I say it
all the info
appropriately?
you're collected is definitely
But
going to
like
be
all
very
the, yeah, exactly, like all the info that I collected over those past 2.5 years up till now, which is basically like all the things that need to be incorporated to make like it's a very but like, man, I'd love to commit
Cool.
and commit to your
Yes, so
project.
steps
It's
forward. We'll make a project on this. It will be called Web3 Ecosystems infographic. It, then it will be the GitHub as will be included in that, and anyone can do a pull request. It will include a navigation system for different views that I was showing there. While I just kind of showed off that interaction, and that's cool. We can do that. Like so, yeah. Anyways, those are the steps forward. It will be a project, and you guys can contribute. And next time, whenever you need this to be next time, if it's skipped one, fine, or next time, fine. And I know you wanted to talk about Pocket Universe. I'd look forward to that. We'll just add on as time goes by.
Well, since we're working on an ecosystem, I think it's a cool idea to kind of go through the list of the ecosystem that we're
Yes.
building.
Oh, cool. So I'm so excited.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, so as we're creating this developing this tree web
Web tree.
sorry.
Web3.
Bad TV. Okay. So
The
but yeah,
the
as
web
we're developing this, I think that we can probably take like one section at a time and just chat about it, see what we all learned and how they all jive together. I mean, this is a one big rabbit hole that I feel like we all need to understand anyway. And I feel like a lot of people in this space are new to Web3 anyway, and that's kind of one of the reasons why they're here, you know. If they wanted to just be a developer, they could go somewhere else, or they learn all their development skills in the other environments that they've got it from, either a university or YouTube University, however. But this specifically would be for Web3 integration, right? So I think that this would benefit pretty much everyone here. So I think that this is going to be a great asset for sure.
Yeah, web, like you say, Web3 3,
Tree.
Yeah.
Web3 3.
Web3.
Yes.
Web3, that's cool. And yeah, that if everybody wants to vote, that's what it's called. I'm totally cool changing it to Web3 tree. So cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to make this into a project then inside our forums. I'll list the link in there too, so that we can easily access it. And then I'll put a shout out too for anybody who wants to join in on this project to help create the monster that is Web3 Tree. Anyone who wants to join in on that, they can. So this is a fantastic project, and I'm super excited to go through this rabbit hole with you guys.
Cool. And thank you.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
just added the project link in the README. So I'll just create a PR for that. Like if it's any helpful, like to just view the website for the GitHub
Yeah.
that you were showing, right?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is that'll be the main one, and then what we can do is make our own forks, or branches, and then we can review them and then add them in, because I'm sure everyone's gonna design in their own way as they go through, so we can look as a group afterwards at everyone's versions
That's really
and see what's
good.
the best. Yeah.
We can
That's
make
really
different
cool.
pages. That's what I wanted to. Yes, we can have different pages. So if you want to click a button and have it display your specific topics, that would be really neat. And we could do that, and that would be a lot of fun to make that work.
But in the end, we could also function as branches, towards the Web3. To
If we wanted to just take one of the
collectively.
branches, yeah, instead of
Yeah.
like all of it at once, we could even distribute it that way, for sure.
Literally branches and stuff. It's cool.
Literal branches on the
Literal.
Web3
Oh,
tree.
fun. Next.js does that with URLs. So it would be very possible to share a URL of your view with teams. That will be so neat. So I will commit to doing that and commit to working with you guys on this project.
Anyone has any other questions before we end the meeting? Well, thank you so much, Space, for this presentation.
Oh yeah, I found it. There we go.
Oh yay!
How did you do that?
No question, just heart.
Next, yeah.
Best emojis, Hank. Oh, yeah.
We're
I get the
getting colorful in
He-Man.
here now.
Best emoji.
I love it.
Oh,
Ah, very cool. Well, I'm super glad and super happy to be working on this project with you guys. I feel like it's super useful and definitely needed here in this Web3 space. And I'm excited for this. So yeah, I will post information in the forums and stuff for you guys. Keep your eyes out, and then when it's all ready. Oh, I saw the Alchemy
how
sticker.
nice. That's
I
yours.
saw it. I saw it. Sorry, I got
Yeah.
excited. Ah, there it is again. Yay!
Oh, that's great.
Oh no, okay, I get it. Here I am trying to close, and I'm like, no, now I want to stay and look at all the stickers.
C'est un feu d'artifice.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man, look at you, Hank.
This is probably too much time for poor Lucifer
Oh,
at 2 a.m. Right?
look at me in a bit. I will.
Whoa.
No, like I'm almost wrapping this up, but I've
Yes.
been working on something in my spare time, and I will share it in
Looking
the
forward
Discord
to
soon.
it.
Yay.
And maybe we can work
Yes.
on it together. I will. It's just a thing that somebody requested, or if you have Twitter or LinkedIn and you're like, it's at least for me, I was like, I have like a backpack with like it's so generic, and I thought like, why not have something that fits my current, my current profile, what I'm working
Yup.
with and what I'm, like believe in. So yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank
For
here
you,
we
sure.
Hank.
go.
Love
Thank
it.
you,
Love it. Let's go.
Iggy.
Let's
Thank you,
go. Let's
Sylvie.
go.
Thank you, Lucifer. I'll drop off.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Hopefully, Craig
you.
recorded all of this
Thank
too. So
thank
thank you,
you.
Craig.
Thank you,
With
everybody. Have a good day, good night.
Good day, good
Yeah,
night,
Yeah.
and
good
I'll see
evening.
you
of
guys.
Web3.
Good
Bye-bye.
Bye.
evening. Bye. Peace, love,
Bye,
Web3.
everyone.
Yeah, peace. Love,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.